Hey guys, so Cissnei will be coming to GL DFFOO and a lot of us is really excited for her. As you can see, I did not write much about her, but she is extremely good. So let us discuss her kit. Her BT. Do you want her BT? Definitely yes. Do you need her BT? Depends on your roster. But just to note, she provides the entire party with 20% HP damage limit up. That is 10% lesser than the usual 30% HP damage limit up. But that is okay, because what we want from her is the effect that causes her follow-up attack to trigger twice. Yes, twice. So her follow-up attack, after you use her LD, at maximum stack, she does 3 HP dumps AoE. So against 2 enemies, that is 6 HP dumps in total. So if you're going to trigger that twice, then you are dealing up to 12 HP dumps. And that is better than a lot of units attack. Some LD is even just 6 HP dumps. Some EX is 7. So, or even lower, like 5, 6, depends. But anyway, her follow-up rivals other unit main attack, so that is rather crazy. This makes her the hardest hitting follow-up attacker that we have. And that is basically her role, a follow-up attacker. Her BT has another effect which causes her overhead buff to not go down in stack. So if you use her previously, like after you use her LD, when it's back to her turn and you don't use her LD, then the stack will reduce. So instead of doing 3 HP dump, she's just doing 2 HP dump. And if the stack reduced further, then she's just doing 1 HP dump. But now with her BT, the stack doesn't go down anymore, so she would be doing max HP dump all the time. So how do we use Cissnei's kit? So first of all, her FR is not really a very good FR. Used range ability just 5%, and if you use range ability just for Cissnei is 5%, which means Cissnei will be 10%. And if you deal critical damage, that's 40%. So during Cissnei turn, it is actually quite okay. 40%, and you have the additional range. So during her turn is 50%. Then she does follow-up attack one time, 10%, and another time with her BT activated, another 10%. So a total of 70%, which is just okay. But during your parties, like another character's turn and they attack, they do critical damage, 40%. And Cissnei does another follow-up attack, 10%. Cissnei does another time, 10%. So total is 60% during another unit's turn. And yeah, it's incomparable to what we usually have now, which is like 80%. Some character can go up to 90%, like Fujin, like Yuna can be over 100%. So in that case, you probably will not want to use Cissnei's FR as the main FR. But it doesn't mean that you can't. Like if you have Kane and you have Noctis, and they both do follow-up attack as well. So, and they are both range. So if Cissnei does an attack, 50% plus 20 from her follow-up, and then another 5% from Noctis, and another 5% from Kane. So that's total of 80%. So, I mean, if you really want to use it and ensure that your entire team is ranged, then it's okay. So how do we optimize her? Basically, there's nothing much to concern about. Just activate her AA, use her BT, charge the gauge up, then use Echo twice, enter your mains DPS BT phase, and let her do all the follow-up attack. But if you do not have a charger and you will be taking multiple turns, so don't start off by using her BT, because her BT is only 6 turn, so you might run out of her BT before you can enter your main DPS BT phase. So just be careful with that. Otherwise, she is really, really good. So the last thing to note about her is that she actually hit quite soft. Her brave damage is not really that good. So you might find it in a lot of situations if you don't really plan your party with the right calls, with the right support. she might not be able to hit cap. So even though she's doing 12 HP down, but for example, if you are expecting to do like 200,000 per HP down, end up she's only doing 100,000, then basically she's just like doing 6 HP down in total instead of 12, because your damage get cut by half anyway because she is not capping. So you do need to have quite a good roster to help her cap. Obviously with the ultimate weapon, it will be easier, but I do know a lot of you probably do not have a throw ultimate weapon at 5/5. So should you avoid her if you don't have that? Well, I show it in an earlier video. If you use the right call, Frisch call, Kate Stiff call, Celtius, Fusoya, LSA, you will be able to help her cap. Alright, so it is not the end of the world if you do not have a throw UW at 5/5. As long as you have these calls, then you should be good. Or you are using characters with BT that help you to cap, like Snow, having that Brave gained per HP dump, or like Ram, Charlotta. So all these units will definitely help her cap as well. So there's a lot of way to help her cap. Do not just decide to skip her because you think that you can't make her cap. Anyway, for Crystal passive, I would recommend A5 if you find it hard to cap, because A5 does have that Brave gain per HP dump. Else you just bring, or you just equip her with generic Crystal passive, and that will do. So overall score, I'm giving her a 9/10. In fact, I would say actually she is the best unit around this era before Rishinryu, which is about a month or two. It probably might be just next month. Yeah, so even though I say that she's the best unit, I'm not giving her a 10/10. That's because I do know that probably most of you do not have a throw UW, so you may not be using her as effective as you should. And especially if you're a new player, you probably don't even have the right calls, right? The calls to make her cap, you probably don't even have them. So in that case, if you're a new player, do be careful on if you really want to invest in Cissnei. If you are like day one new, then I would say, in the long run, if you get her and by the time you build up your roster, Cissnei will still be relevant. So yeah, so go ahead and pull for her. Anyway, for me, I will be jamming this banner. I must get her kit. There's no way I'm skipping Cissnei. But any of you who are pulling or who will be pulling, good luck to you guys and have fun.